What's up, Internet? Welcome to Once Over. I'm Kaylee, and with me today I have...
Somebody stop me! It's me, Tony from Act the Movies, and I have a Jim Carrey doll, because we're talking about a Jim Carrey movie.
Which Jim Carrey movie are we talking about today?
The disappointing Dumb and Dumber sequel. Don't worry, not this disappointing Dumb and Dumber sequel, the other disappointing Dumb and Dumber sequel.
We're talking about Dumb and Dumber 2. That one's a prequel, by the way.
I'm aware that it's a prequel. I just want you to know, it's, when did this movie come out? Like 2014?
2014.
10 blissful years of not watching this film. I remember seeing pictures, behind the scenes pictures in 2013 of them trying to recapture their youth and going, no, I'm going to skip this one. It was a beautiful 10 years. Yeah, you really ruined my night the other night. Thank you.
Oh, come on. It was great. They looked exactly as they did 20 years ago. It was beautiful. I loved it.
No, they did not. Jim Carrey did not look exactly as he did 20 years ago. They made an attempt. It wasn't successful.
Not quite. So we're talking about Dumb and Dumber 2 today. It came out in 2014. It was directed by the Farrelly brothers. It's the third movie in the franchise, but it's the direct sequel to Dumb and Dumber.
And it has the original actors, the original directors, whereas Dumb and Dumberer, When Harry Met Lloyd, was directed by Troy Miller. This features a young Shia LaBeouf, by the way. What are your thoughts on this one?
Ugh.
I liked it when I was like 12.
Did you rewatch it?
I did not rewatch it.
No,
I assume I'm not going to like it.
No,
pretty much, if you ask someone about Dumb and Dumberer, they pretty much just talk about the Bob Saget shit everywhere scene.
My house is full of shit! He shit everywhere! Look what he did! He shit all over the wall!
There's really nothing else to talk
There's
about.
nothing else to talk about with that movie, but there's lots to talk about with this one because this one's great and we love it.
This is awful.
It was not awful.
This movie was
It's
pretty
a movie
bad.
about friendship.
Okay.
And the whole point of the movie is all about timing. So the movie takes place 20 years after the original. It came out 20 years after the original, 1994 to 2014. And the comedic timing in this is just wonderful.
No.
No?
No. There's like maybe 3 things that made me laugh in this entire film.
All right, so the opening scene was pretty great, though, you have to admit. The opening scene, we have Harry is visiting Lloyd after he has been in a coma for 20 years in a mental facility. Harry goes in and says, you know, I'm not going to be able to visit you anymore. I'm starting to have a health problem of my own, so I'm not going to be coming to see you anymore. And Lloyd, who has been catatonic.
Because Mary Swanson didn't love him.
So he went into a coma.
But he wasn't in a coma at the end of the first movie.
No, he wasn't. That was new. That happened after Dumb and Dumber.
He thought about it afterwards and went into that coma.
Because at the end of Dumb and Dumber, they're like skipping off into the sunset. Right?
Yeah, after they send the hot models to a different town.
Yeah.
We're looking for 2 oil boys who can grease us up before each competition.
You are in luck. There's a town about 3 miles that way. I'm sure you'll find a couple guys there.
Yeah. So it turns out that during the scene, Lloyd has been faking it the entire time.
God, yeah!
It's hilarious.
And like, that's fine. And then they do the catheter thing, which just made me hurt.
But don't you have to...
I laughed my ass off at that catheter pull. The first pull, when he does that first yank.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey flies out of the chair, dick first. Oh
It
my
wasn't
God,
even, that just hurt to watch.
it
Like,
was
I know
so
it was
funny.
fake and everything, but I was like, like somehow I felt it.
You felt that.
And I've never had a catheter in, thank God. But I felt it. I was like, no.
I'm pretty sure that I was laughing so hard that I woke up my neighbors.
It was kind of funny that he calls like the gardeners to help when Lloyd's just like, don't they usually let doctors do that? No, let me get these guys. That was okay.
Yankos los pee-pee.
But this is going to sound weird considering the title, but they're kind of too dumb in this movie.
I thought they were the perfect amount of dumb.
No, the first movie was the perfect amount of dumb. You know, the only good one. This one, I'm like, okay, now they're like, and I know there was a Dumb and Dumber cartoon. I'm like, now they're like, even more cartoonishly dumb than they were before.
That worked for me.
It didn't work for me.
That worked for me. I thought that they were really great. Something interesting is that Jeff Daniels was right off his Emmy win for that drama TV show.
There is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the f*** you're talking about.
He got the Emmy while they were filming this.
That's pretty funny.
So going from being a super serious actor into doing full-on slapstick comedy, that's challenging, and I think he was very effective.
I mean, he learned from Eddie Murphy. He got that nomination for Dreamgirls, and he also had Norbit out the same year.
It's amazing.
God damn it, Norbert, how many times I got to tell you when you drive my car, don't adjust my seat?
He has so much range, that Eddie Murphy.
One of the first characters that we get introduced to in this movie is actually we get to see Billy in 4C as an adult.
Okay, I did like, it didn't really make me laugh, but I did like that he has like so many birds around. He's got like parrots everywhere. That was kind of funny.
So his real name is Brady Bloom, I think.
Okay.
And they couldn't find him. So they ended up looking him up and found him on Facebook so that he would do a cameo in this movie. Which is fucking amazing.
That was pretty, I did like that consistency. I'm like, at least they got him.
I think that they did a good job of making the correct amount of references to the original movie. That was something that really worked for me. There was enough stuff that transferred over from Dumb and Dumber, but not so much that I was like, all right, you're just rehashing
There's
it.
the Petey thing. There are the dream sequences, but they aren't anywhere near as funny as the ones from the previous film. But yeah, you're right. They don't really redo too many gags from the original. They come up with all new gags, which aren't funny. I told you I was a little biased against way too late comedy sequels. I honestly think I've only ever enjoyed Bad Santa 2, but not enough to rewatch it. So
all right, I probably would not rewatch Dumb and Dumber 2, but I did really enjoy watching it when I watched it.
Okay.
So I will give you that.
Do you know who the roommate is?
I do. It's Bill Murray.
Yes.
Best day ever. Greatest day of my life, really.
That was spoiled for me ahead of time.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah, when I reviewed the good Dumb and Dumber, the only good one on rental reviews, I think James spoiled that for me, and I was just like, oh, he's in that?
So he is now Harry's roommate because Lloyd was living in the mental institution, and he is a meth cook.
Breaking Bad was still very popular at this time. I think it went off the air, but it was still very popular. Yeah, he's just cooking meth in the apartment. They live in the same apartment.
He's making rock candy.
Pitt cooks up a rock candy that'll make you dizzy. Folks come from all over the city to buy it.
It's burning my eyes. Must be Cajun style.
It's like stings the eyes.
So when they're in the apartment, Harry reveals that he needs a kidney transplant. And Lloyd kind of blows this off. All the while, Harry's cat named Butthole is eating the meth in the background.
Why was his name Butthole?
Because of this.
Oh, yeah. Good name. Totally fits.
I imagine most cats have buttholes.
It would be challenging if they didn't.
I'm sure there's some unlucky cat that was born without one. I don't think it lasts long. But okay, that was the best name they came up with.
Well, its name Butthole brings up a gag that happens later in the movie, which is eventually Butthole the cat eats all of Billy and 4C's birds and then farts out feathers.
Okay, that was one of the times I laughed. I'm like, all right, that was funny.
It was really
funny. That was good. That was good.
You weren't expecting it, even though it was so obvious.
Yeah, I left it in the thing. I didn't tell him. All the birds are dead.
So Lloyd decides that they need to go over to Harry's parents because Harry needs a kidney transplant and he needs to have a donor that has the same genetics as him.
Yes, and they bicycle all the way to Harry's parents, which they live next door or down the street from them.
I did really
I'm sorry, that gag was in Scott Pilgrim, where he's like, let me show you the house where I grew up, and it's just right across the street.
But you know what gag wasn't in Scott Pilgrim?
What?
Putting the bike on the bus rack and then pedaling.
Again, that was too stupid.
It was
that
great.
Was too stupid.
No, look, you're laughing at it right now.
No, I'm
it's
laughing
so funny.
at you for thinking that was funny.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I did like his parents were Asian, though.
Okay, that was mildly racist.
Whoa. Fucking SJW over here.
Yeah.
Am I right?
You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose.
You're not going to make it in the YouTube criticizing movie business if you can make complaints like that.
No, I know, right?
I did like that. It's a long
time
yeah,
versus
it's a
wrong time.
Wow. Wrong time, Eddie. Oh, sorry. We'll come back later.
However, I need to watch When Harry Met Lloyd. I don't know if his parents are in it. This might break continuity with the lore.
Bastards. What are they, dumb?
Yeah, and dumber.
Oh my god. So because Harry's parents are Asian, he finds out that he's adopted. He did not know that before.
Somehow he missed that.
So in order to find Freda, they had to go visit their friend Peastain.
Yes.
However, it turns out Peastain is dead.
Yeah, right. Since when?
Because, what's his face? Lloyd traded him for a helmet and gave him a terrible motorcycle.
Thought he pulled through. The obituary said he was survived by his parents.
Yes.
So they're responsible for his death.
I will be honest, that lore was so successful for me. I was like, do I not remember that happening in Dumb and Dumber? Like, I was like, is that a thing that happened in Dumb and Dumber? And I just completely forgot about it. No, that doesn't happen. That's just a new made up thing.
And I like that the parents are like so upset to see them because they're like, blame him.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't you be?
Yeah, I'd be a little upset.
Yeah, I'd be
a
super
little
pissed.
upset.
Their friend Peastain is unfortunately dead, but they are able to find Freda because of that. But this also lets him get a postcard that he received from
Freda Welcher,
who is played by the absolutely amazing
Kathleen Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like we'd be fighting over those blowfish jowls.
Who at this point, it was like a few years after her brief role on Californication. She was great in that show.
She was.
Talk about a show I gave up on. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, the first 2 seasons.
It's good until season 4.
I believe you.
If they had just wrapped up the storyline with his friends who were divorcing, that would have been a nice ending.
Yeah.
And then they kept going. I never finished it. I got to the last season and I was like, I'm done. Go away.
The first episode like blew my mind when it came out.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the best show of all time.
It was a really good show. That was like required viewing for a few years. And I got to the last season. I'm like, I don't even want to finish it. I don't even care anymore.
I'm sad to hear that.
But Kathleen Turner was great on that show.
She's great in this.
And she's great. She's great in most things I've seen her
She's
in.
amazing.
She's pretty good.
She ended up getting cast because they had written Freda was the last character that they were cast in.
Yeah.
And they had written in that they wanted a Kathleen Turner type. And then it somehow came across her desk. And she was like, I can do a Kathleen Turner type. So that's how they got her into the movie, which is also great.
But yeah, they don't know if it's her yet.
Yes.
And she shows the happy face tattoo, which is now a sad face tattoo.
Yeah. Because it turns out that she sent Harry a postcard that said, I am pregnant.
Yes.
Back in 1991, which means that Harry now has an adult child who has an adult kidney that he can pillage.
Yes. I mean, isn't it just by like blood type? Do you need like an actual relative? I thought it was just blood type.
I don't know. I assumed that it's probably anything but a pork chop would work.
Yeah, that won't work. But I'm like, I know a family member would probably be better if it's the right blood type, but it still needs to be the right blood type, I think.
I think you're probably right about that. Would you give me your kidney if I needed a kidney?
I don't even know what my blood type is off the top of my head.
I don't know mine either. Let's assume that we're the same. Would you give me a kidney?
Would I give you a kidney?
Yeah.
No.
What an asshole.
We've only hung out like 3 times. We're not that close of friends. I'm dropping kidneys on you.
Yes, I'll die.
All right, fine. Would you give Kathleen Turner a kidney?
100%.
I would
100%. I loved her in Romancing the Stone and also its sequel, Jewel of the Nile. I need to rewatch those. Those are so good.
Yeah. She's great.
She is great.
We
she
love
is great.
Kathleen
We
Turner.
love her.
So they go and they find Freda, who is played by Kathleen Turner.
Yep.
And it turns out that she has information about where Harry's long lost daughter is.
And she tried to reach out to the daughter, but the daughter sent a note saying, don't talk to me.
Very tragic.
Also, the tattoo gag. I just want to go back to it. It was a happy face when she was young, and now it's a sad face, even though that's not how tattoos work. I don't know if you know anything
That's
about tattoos.
actually exactly how tattoos work.
It reminds me of another bad movie, X-Men Origins Wolverine, where the mutant Blob, when he's young and skinny, he's got a skinny lady tattoo. But then when he evolves into Blob and he's fat, but it's not stretched out. It's just a different tattoo of a fat lady in the same thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm like that. I get it. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's funny.
Again, it's too. If this was like Naked Gun or something, I would buy into that gag.
I don't know. At one point, all of my dick tattoos were hard, and now they are very, very not. So I feel like that might actually be how tattoos work.
See, all right. So the reason I like Dumb and Dumber is because it feels like it's in the real world and these guys are idiots. This movie feels like it's in a cartoon world. And I'm like, no, it crossed the line into being too stupid.
It feels like it's in a cartoon world. However, I think that there's still some things that really bring me back to the reality of it. So, like, I think that their friendship is inherently perfect. It seems like they have been friends.
Yeah, no, that part's fine. Also, I realize I'm a hypocrite now because I looked up and saw Ace Ventura 2, which I like way better than the first one. And that is in a cartoon world.
Who is this ghastly man?
Fuck it, it's way funnier than the first one. So I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but for Dumb and Dumber, it didn't work for me.
I guess I'll forgive you.
Okay.
They are on a mission, and just like in the original, they are now road tripping.
Yes. Okay. This is the second time I laughed. Where they're like looking up the directions, they're road tripping, and then they show up at Kathleen Turner's house. And they're like, wow, you look just like your mom. And she's like, no. This is the return address. You're supposed to go to this address. Like, all right, that was funny. That felt like an appropriate gag.
It was good, and I wasn't expecting it.
I wasn't expecting it
How
either.
dumb am I that I was actually surprised by this movie constantly?
Because, like, I there's that scene where they're, like, looking at the map and they're in the middle of the highway. I'm like, oh, okay,
I
funny.
liked that. I liked all of the little gags that happen on the road trip in the hearse. Freda gives them a hearse.
Yeah.
So they, like, spook children in a school bus, but really it's just a jelly
That was pretty funny.
donut.
Yeah.
And then they are parked in the middle of the highway trying to figure out directions. I thought all of the reveals were really good. It worked for me.
It was okay. But no, it wasn't as good as that gag of them showing up at her house. That was funny.
It's really good. So then we get one of these lovely flashback fantasy sequences. So Harry starts to fantasize about what he missed out as being a dad.
Yes.
My favorite part is him trying to help pull her tooth out. So he like does the like connect the tooth to a string and put it on a door. And he goes 1, 2, 3 and blows her in the face.
Didn't really make me laugh, but that was funny.
It was good timing.
Yeah.
Like, because the Farrelly brothers understand timing.
Of course, of course. If you remember the dream sequence in the previous one,
yeah,
because he doesn't know that Aspen's cold, he fantasizes being in Aspen and it's all tropical.
Yeah.
Again, Harry's wife is like Miss Rhode Island. They're like all happy, and then for some reason Lloyd is even more like
so stupid. He has a rat in his
mouth.
mouth.
I'm like, okay.
He's wearing one ski. I like that. That's what Harry's fantasy for Lloyd is that Lloyd's completely like out of his mind. I also enjoyed the him giving his daughter a cork for her period. Men understand things, you know?
Men do. I mean, that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Why is that in a Dumb and Dumber movie? That should be in medical journals.
All right, so they eventually make it.
We got to remember, Lloyd also really wants to meet Harry's daughter because he's in love with her. He keeps staring at the picture.
Which is really uncomfortable for me.
It really is. Especially this is around the time where he did that video, like shouting out Emma Stone and how attracted he was to her. And everyone was like, what?
This is a message for Emma Stone. Emma, I just wanted to let you know that I think you're all the way beautiful. Not just pretty, but, you know, smart and kind-hearted. And if I were a lot younger, I would marry you. And we would have chubby little freckle-faced kids. We'd laugh all day long, go camping, play Yahtzee, and tell ghost stories by the fire. Sex.
Yeah,
What
maybe
is
don't
this?
say those words.
I'm like, is this like a gag? I don't really get the joke. I think she was of age, just the age difference was weird. And it's like, why is Jim Carrey filming himself?
Was she of age?
Yeah, I think she was, yeah.
I feel like that was way longer ago.
No.
All right, whatever.
I mean, she was
believe you.
probably early 20s.
I believe you.
But yeah, it was just weird because I'm like, why is he filming this and posting it online? I'm like, are they even in a movie together? What the hell is this? That was so weird. Jim Carrey was weird. This is when Jim Carrey got weird around this time.
I like him when he's weird. And I like him when he's normal. I just like him.
I remember he didn't do press for Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah.
because he's like, there was a shooting and I don't like guns. It's like, well, then why'd you play the fucking character? It's all about guns. I'm like, it feels like you just don't want to do the press tour and you came up with a lazy excuse that we're all seeing through. Or then when he went to that fashion show and just shit on it, it's like, yeah, but you went. You could have just not gone and not dressed so fashionable. You could have dressed like a piece of shit. It's like, I don't know. He's trying to do something, but
it's not working for you.
No, and his art is terrible, but let's keep going.
Well, you know.
Oh, did you like that painting where Trump is bad? How about that other painting he did where Trump is bad? Did you ever see that one? Like, what the fuck, Jim Carrey? These all suck.
So eventually they figure out their way to Harry's daughter's house. Originally, her name was Fanny.
Fanny, don't you?
But her new family has named her Penny. She's played by Rachel Melvin.
Who is in... I couldn't find anything else she
Nothing?
was in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's in Nothing.
Yeah, this wasn't a really good first outing, I guess. She is even dumber than them.
She is my least favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
I think that you had to get a ditzy, dumb daughter character. However, you could have played that funny, and she did not play it funny. It was just ditzy and dumb.
All the geeky science guys are gonna be so disappointed. They were finally gonna get to meet you in person.
Hey, you're in this Legacy sequel, and you have to be as dumb and entertaining as these two iconic characters played by seasoned, like Jim Carrey was like a comedian and stuff building up to that. And it's just like, that's a lot of pressure to put on someone.
I never could have done it.
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
No.
And I am pretty dumb. Yeah. So it comes naturally to me. And even I would have been intimidated to do it.
You wouldn't have been able to play the daughter in this movie.
I would not have been able to play the daughter in this movie.
Penny's new dad is played by Steve Tom. And he is sending her off to a Ken conference so that she can accept an award on his behalf because he is sick. She's so stupid that she doesn't understand that 1111 is 4 digits.
I thought it had to be 4 numbers.
It's like, no, 1111.
Also, I don't know if you caught their address is also 1111.
I did. I did catch that.
You know,
I did catch that.
That wasn't too subversive for you?
No.
No, they didn't hide that well enough?
No. It was
All right,
pretty
that
obvious.
That one was
pretty obvious.
I'll agree that was not the best of it.
Well, the number is real simple. Remember Spaceballs? What's the combination? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we got it.
These are great jokes in this movie that you love.
That one was not a good joke. Catheter, hilarious.
Oh, wait. Rob Riggle's in this scene.
Yes. So this is also where we get introduced. So we get introduced to Penny, to her father, to her father's new wife, whose name is Adele.
Yes.
Played by What's-Her-Nuts.
Played by
from Walking Dead.
Fuck that. She was my least favorite X-Files informant in the X-Files. She was Maria Venatra, blah, 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 blah. She had a really long name. She sucked. I hated her. I thought she was Jerry Ryan for a second, but I always confuse this girl with Jerry Ryan. She's in this movie, but she's with Rob Riggle.
Yeah, and so Rob Riggle is the handyman of the house because they are rich.
Yes. I met Rob Riggle.
Tell me more.
Okay, so this is when I was working in TV briefly. I was working on a show for the country music television. So we got invited to a lot of country music award shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
So the Jew down the well.
There was like 2 years of my life where I was surrounded by country music stuff. I don't even hate country music, but I also don't love it.
That's a lot of years.
I filmed a fucking Lady Annabella music video. A lot of people don't know that about me. I filmed a Lady Annabella music video. Anyway, we got invited to this. It was called something like All-Star Kickoff. It was like a college football thing. And they had country music singers, and Rob Riggle was there, and he was the host of the show.
Okay.
And I remember meeting him, like, hey, I'm a big fan. He's like, oh, cool. And then he was telling the people I was with that he was, like, nervous because he had to, like, come up with jokes about, like, college football and country music television.
Trick plays, pick sixes. It was great.
Look, I love Rob Riggle, but that was Mission Impossible. He was just, like, he was getting nothing from the audience.
Oh, no.
I tried to find the show. I think I found the name of the show. I got to see if I can find like the reviews for it. Eventually, he did host some other CMT thing, so I guess it wasn't too bad. But like,
or they're just desperate.
Or they were desperate. I'm sitting there. I'm like, no, I like him. I know he's funny, but I couldn't write material about college football and country music combined. Whenever I see Rob Riggle, I'm like, oh yeah, I met that guy. I know, I know him. Anyway.
So he plays Travis. We will get to see him in a dual role as the movie continues. But right now he is Travis.
He's basically like the two bad guys from the previous one, the girl and the dude from like Ed Wood and whatnot. He's basically doing that role.
How the hell do they know that I got gas?
It turns out that Travis is banging Adele.
Yes.
The mom.
Yes.
She likes licking his toes a lot.
I wasn't a fan of that.
No, I wasn't either.
I'll be honest, it's not my favorite thing.
She sends him on the mission with them to go find the daughter, but also like they have that scene where they meet Penny's father and they're talking to him. They call her phone and then Lloyd picks up the phone. He thinks Harry's his dad. It's like very confusing.
I liked that scene. I giggled.
It was, again, if they were in different rooms, I would have like bought it. This
But
is a
they're dumb.
This is a funny gag for like Naked Gun or something like that. It doesn't work in this.
I don't think you have a funny bone.
I have a very funny bone.
That's what she said. Woo!
You know, it's a really funny movie. Dumb and Dumber 1. That's a really funny movie. It knows what it's doing. Anyway, continue.
Travis is going to accompany Harry and Lloyd to go to the Ken conference in order to find Penny. Harry's motivation is he wants to find his daughter to get a kidney. Lloyd's motivation is he wants to bang Harry's daughter.
And Penny's dad wants, because she left a box behind that was going to change the world. So he's got to make sure this box that's worth billions of dollars gets there.
And Travis's motivation is to stop them because if he can stop Penny from reading a speech, then Adele and Travis, her love toy, will somehow get money. So everybody has a good, solid motivation. Good, thoughtful.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So they go back on the road. And my favorite scene in this is that they do the month poem. Like they do the 30 days has September.
The only time I hear that poem is when I'm playing Batman Arkham City, because Calendar Man is in the bottom of the courthouse, and if you go down there, he's just talking to himself, and he says that poem.
Wow, that's the single most boring sentence I ever heard.
All right, so now we get the Lloyd fantasy sequence.
Yes.
So Lloyd is fantasizing about wooing Penny. And in his fantasy, Harry lives in a trailer park and is married to Mama June.
Right.
From...
That aged very well.
Yes.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's totally great.
But then this dream sequence I don't like because it's a little too similar to the previous one. It's like, oh, he's also fighting, like he fought like ninjas and stuff.
Yeah, so he fights ninjas. One of the main ninjas is DJ Swiss Beats, who I'm not super familiar with.
Not familiar with him at
but
all.
Apparently that was like a big deal. He had like a big, huge interview in the behind the scenes footage on the DVD.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was like, cool. I don't know who this is.
But in this time, when the girl gets undressed, instead of headlight boobs, it's a grill stomach because he's humping a grill of a truck. Yeah.
It's great.
Funnier in the first one when he was driving.
I did, however, like the idea of using a whip to grab somebody's nuts and then have them hanging on the end of the whip.
Looking for these?
That worked for me. I felt akin to that.
Sure.
Speaking of nuts, the next thing that happens...
Why do you like this so much? It's not funny.
Prove it.
No,
You said that you've laughed already twice and we're not even halfway through the movie.
Yeah, the third part is coming up real soon, and that will be the last big laugh. Again, there was stuff that I found like funny and amusing, but there are only like 3 ha's came out of me, and we only have 2 so far. Yeah, Funnel Nuts. So he like tricks the guys into doing the thing.
Travis.
Yeah.
Okay, so they stop at a gas station. Travis tricks Harry and Lloyd into putting funnels into their pants so that they can play a game called Funnel Nuts.
Yeah.
And then he pours liquid down their pants. And you won't play Funnel Nuts with me, and I'm very mad.
Not playing Funnel Nuts with you. Sorry.
No way! That's not right!
I don't want a wet crotch. I'm sorry.
I wasn't going to pour liquid. We were gonna
Yeah. I trust that.
We were going to see who could get the most nuts into their funnel like this.
I'm not playing Funnel Nuts. Where would we even film it? There's not a lot of room down here.
Sounds like you want to try. Just saying. I'm going to find somebody to play Funnel Nuts.
We have a lot of videos to shoot. Let's see when we get to the third one. Maybe I'll warm up to the idea of playing Funnel Nuts. We'll figure it out.
Excellent.
Because it's black.
This is gonna pop right out of my... Ready? Go.
Okay.
Yes.
Shit.
Oh no! Can I pick it back up?
Damn it! It hit the rim! Okay. Oh, hold on. That didn't start.
Yes, what? Yeah.
4. Motherfucker.
Two.
Can I adjust my funnel?
Shit.
Am I allowed to adjust my funnel?
No. No.
Oh no!
How many do you have?
I'm not telling you. You're a ball.
4. 4.
Oh no, I don't like where this is going. Mess it up.
5. 6.
Yes! No! I only got 5.
I win. I win this stupid game I didn't want to play. Would you like some nuts?
Yeah, it's just like it's a super.
It's a stupid gag.
It's a super long setup, and then the gag is like, oh, I just poured ice. Okay. Oh, but they're dumb and they want to keep playing the game. I'm like, all right, let's move this along, movie, please.
Well, in order to retaliate, Harry and Lloyd set him on fire.
Right.
Great stuff. And that sets Travis off. Travis is like, I'm done. I don't give a fuck about getting to Penny anymore. I just want to kill these idiots.
Yes.
So he drives them into, they take a detour. He is navigating them into someplace that is, parts unknown. They conveniently explain how they have no ties to society. They've never been to the dentist. That was pretty amusing. They've never joined any clubs. They're, they don't have girlfriends, no ties to society.
Yeah.
So Travis tries to shoot them, which makes Harry and Lloyd deaf temporarily. Harry for longer. And conveniently, again, a train comes.
This was the last time I laughed.
And hits Travis.
It was pretty good.
So long, boy.
Because, they can't hear. And I like Rob Riggle being like, ah! He lets out a scream and just gets nailed with the train. And, that was funny. That was a very good gag that I really, really enjoyed.
It was a really good gag.
And I laughed so hard. Maybe the movie will get funnier from here.
So I'm surprised that you didn't laugh at the next sequence, because now, so at this point, Lloyd's hearing has come back, but Harry still can't hear. So they decide that they need hearing aids. So where do they go but to a nursing home?
Yeah, no, this wasn't funny.
It was.
What, the old lady got them to, she tricked them into fingering her?
Yeah. In her grand vagina.
I'm not finding anything.
Go up more.
My favorite part was the little poof of smoke.
Again, there's nothing like that in the first movie, and it's so cartoony.
Also, you think that was fingering? Because I think his whole damn fist was up there.
He went up there. He was up there.
What does he say? Something about a turkey?
Oh yeah, is it inside the turkey? Man, Jim Carrey hooking up with an old lady, like the movie Yes Man. He gets a blowjob from the old lady. She doesn't have any teeth.
I got it.
So many original jokes in this movie.
Oh my God.
Then there's a follow-up to the hearing aid scene where he turns it all the way up and he's hearing someone in the house, and then Lloyd's talking normally and it's hurting his ears. I'm like, okay.
What? Stop yelling!
I'm not yelling. Why would you say I'm yelling?
But again, there was good slapstick in that scene. Is it laugh out loud? That scene was not laugh out loud funny. No. But it was good slapstick. Yeah. Harry falls down a hill.
That was
It's cute and funny. I don't need every moment to be laugh out loud funny. I just need 3 moments to be laugh out loud funny.
Yeah. Just 3?
No, I need a lot, and there were. The boys are on their journey still to go find Penny. Travis is dead. Travis's twin brother, who is a special agent.
Yeah. He's like a military dude.
Yeah, he's like a military dude who loves body paint. He goes to help out Adele because he now wants to get the money. And so he's like, oh, hey, Adele, I'm just like my twin brother.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I just recently reviewed Dead Ringers. So, twins flip-flopping places.
Dead Ringer? I never heard of that one.
David Cronenberg.
Oh.
Super slutty. Valentine's Day special.
I gotta watch more Cronenberg stuff. I like his stuff.
Yeah, me too.
The Brood is good.
Super good.
Yes. I want to know who the comments are going to agree with on this one. This is what
they're going to all agree with you. Are you kidding me?
I'm going to be checking the comments for this one for a while.
Everybody hates this movie. Everybody rewatch this movie because I swear to God it's better than you think that it is. You will laugh. There will be buttholes and meth and Bill Murray's wasted cameo.
Our favorite things, buttholes and meth.
Grandma fisting.
Right, grandma fisting. My third favorite thing.
How could I leave that out?
Anyway.
So the two boys, they are on foot now, and they figure out where they are, which gets us what I think is the best cameo of the movie, which is that they find the Mutt Cuts car.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
They drive it for 5 seconds.
And break it.
And then they drive a Zamboni.
Yeah. The Mutt Cuts car, it had the original, like, from the original movie, it had the tail, the ears, and the tongue or something like that.
They put it in there so they could put it on the poster and in the trailer. They did that awful CGI close-up of them.
I thought it was a good cameo of the car.
To be neat?
Yeah, it ties you to the universe. That's something that meant a lot to them.
I guess so.
And so we're revisiting 20 years ago. So they have to revisit that car.
So they're smart enough to get driver's licenses and be able to drive.
Well, we've never seen them get pulled over.
License and registration, please.
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
But they think you need to pedal a bike on a rack for a bus? Okay.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
Anyway, so they get a Zamboni. The Zamboni is, in real life, they had to soup it up a whole bunch because usually those things only go like 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So the production crew had to soup it up so it could go like 50.
I don't know what the range is on that. I don't know how far you're getting on a Zamboni.
They said that they had to like re-gas it like every like mile. So they had like an additional car that was just carrying gas for the Zamboni. Yeah, completely absurd.
Yeah.
They finally make it to the Ken conference. Yay, exciting. But Travis's brother is there too, trying to interrupt all the stuff, and he tries to kill Penny, but he is thwarted.
Okay.
This is the second time that we get to see him in this amazing camo body paint malarkey.
Here's my problem. We're spending a little too much time with the bad guys. And this is a lesson they learned in the first Dumb and Dumber. Have you seen the extended or TV cut of Dumb and Dumber 1? Remember the kidnapped husband?
Yeah.
That you just kind of knew about?
Yeah, yeah.
He's got a whole subplot where there's a little dude torturing him and whatnot. And it's not really funny.
Yeah.
And I guess they were like, wait, we don't really need this.
Yeah,
and
let's get rid of this.
And like the sequel just doubles down on spending so much time with the bad guys. And like, the first one, it worked when the one bad guy is actually with Harry and Lloyd. But like the evil dude in the first movie, I'm like, okay, we only need a few scenes with him just to move the story along.
Yeah. I will say that a lot happens in the end of this movie, and for me, that did not work. So, and again, I think that's because we're spending so much time with the bad guys. So we have Adele, who is the bad wife.
Yes.
We have Travis's brother, who is the bad secret ops agent. We have like there becomes too many characters, and all of them become integral to the part, which is
Penny's
annoying as shit.
Canadian friends are now part of the story.
I wasn't even going to talk about them, even though they are important to the story.
The people running the conference who think Harry is the scientist.
Yeah.
Does Dr. Pinchlow have Asperger's? Probably. I know he doesn't wipe real well.
And they have him like judging people's inventions, and he's just shitting on them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little rough. You know what I noticed though that I thought was kind of interesting, and when so they get to the convention organizers believe that Harry is Dr. Pinchlow, Penny's dad.
Yes.
And so they get invited into this like backstage area. They have all this Casamigos branding up there. And I was like, this couldn't possibly have, like, Casamigos is not that old of a tequila. This Casamigos came out in 2013, and this came out in 2014. So that must have been like one of the first brand deals.
They went really hard on that.
That's crazy,
I don't think I've
right?
ever drank that.
It's George Clooney. You don't want to taste the
Do I want to taste George Clooney?
The tears of George Clooney mixed with tequila. That's what I feel like I'm drinking when I drink
It's not really on my bucket list, but okay.
I'm gonna get you some Casamigos tonight.
We can have it, but
a toast to Dumb and Dumber 2.
Jesus Christ. You realize now, because I did the first one on that one channel. I'm doing this. Now I have to review this one on my channel at some point just to say I did all 3.
You know what's going to happen, though, right?
What?
All right, I'm jumping ahead because I'm excited about it. Maybe we leave the end a mystery so that everybody can watch this movie and tell us if you thought it was funny or not funny. But I will talk about the post-credit scene. Did you watch the post-credit scene?
I did. Seabass is back.
Seabass is back.
And then they even have a poster for Dumb and Dumber 4.
Yeah.
So they are counting this one as canon.
What the hell? Get into that, Seabass! Dirty sons of bitches!
They are counting that one as canon. It's going to come out in 2034, so I know what you're doing soon. 10 years.
No, because then I'll wait another 10 years to not watch it, and I'll review it in 2044, because I'll still probably be reviewing movies. I'll probably have an audience of 12 people, so it'll make me very nostalgic for 2010 when I started reviewing movies and only got 10 views. I'm like, here we go, guys, I'm back. Dumb and Dumber 4.
Talking about Dumb and Dumber 4.
With Jim Carrey, remember him? From the Sonic movies? I like how he went from like almost retiring and now he's in Sonic 3.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Sonic 2.
Well,
Sonic 1 wasn't that good, but anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about one more funny scene.
Okay.
The other scene that I thought was really super fucking funny in this movie is they're gonna be assassinated, so Harry is hiding in the bathroom. He puts his shoes on the floor and then he goes and he stands in the next stall. And Travis's brother busts into the stall, and he's standing inside of the toilet. And then he's like, "Why aren't you standing on the rim?" And Harry goes,
"There's ball hairs all over that thing. I'm not stupid."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that works, but it came too late in the movie for me. I'm like, man, that would have been a funny gag if I wasn't just so miserable by all the other gags.
I'm disappointed in your hatred of this movie.
It's really bad. Do you want to talk about the twist of the ending, or we can leave it a mystery? It's up to you.
Do you have things to say about it?
They don't know what sex is? Like... I assumed that they were watching like porn and stuff. Like, how did they not? That was too far. Can we agree that was too far?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so dumb.
I do.
I know, and again, I know what the movie's title is, but that was a little too dumb.
That went too far for you.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that after they find out what sex is.
Yeah.
They see 2 hot girls walking down the sidewalk and they're like getting all ready for it. And then they push them in the bush.
Yeah.
That's assault, brother.
And I think that is the moral of the movie, because really, again, at its heart, this is a movie about friendship. Yeah. And if their friendship doesn't work, then the movie doesn't work. Yeah. So despite the fact that you hated it and I loved it, the reason that it works for me is because that friendship is so strong.
Yeah.
And so the idea of having it end on not a we're trying to have sex, but rather a we're best friends level was the perfect thing to do.
Yeah, I guess so. Also, the random agents at the end who just happen to be agents, again, worked better in the first movie because that girl kept popping up throughout the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite moments where she's like talking to him. He's like, you know what that guy said? He's like, no, and I don't care. I have nothing else to say about Dumb and Dumber 2 except I hate you for making me watch this.
You're welcome.
Let's see. I think what other ones have I missed? The Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Not watching that.
I know
Clerks,
you said that you didn't want to do that one.
Clerks 3. Not watching that. The one that was really hard because it's one of my favorite comedies. I had to skip Coming to America 2.
I watched it. It was.
I think I made the right call skipping it. Yeah, right everyone I've talked to, the most I've gotten was, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Just okay is not good enough for one of my favorite comedy movies of all time.
Yeah, I watched it one time and then I was done with it forever.
Yeah.
Is how I would describe Coming to America.
Yeah. There's like another one coming out.
Yeah,
Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Cool.
I mean, we'll see.
Neat.
We'll see.
Can't wait.
I just don't like any of them.
Yeah.
I don't like any of them.
All right. Well, thank you so much for letting me come and invade your store. Will you please tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me at Hack the Movies on YouTube or wherever you find your podcasts, and also patreon.com/hackthemovies, OnlyFans.com.
I was going to say OnlyFans now, and
Cameo.com/Tony Peluso. I will say almost anything. Almost anything. And I will do almost anything. I'm not going to make out with Crystal. That was the first cameo request I got.
Oh. What was Crystal going to get out of it?
I mean, she would make out with me. I mean, that's pretty great for her. Awful for me. So yeah, within reason, I will do or say anything on Cameo. Within reason. But yes, that's where you can find me.
Anyways, thank you so much again. And thank you guys all for watching. And I can't wait for the next one.